Closed captioning is brought to you by IT&E Life in Motion. KUAM News Headlines is presented by Calvo Insurance, a legacy of trust. Serving Micronesia since 1938. Matson Navigation, serving Guam and Micronesia for 20 years. Cars Plus, Dodge Challenger, the undisputed champion. IP&E, fueling excellence. McDonald's of Guam, I'm loving it. And King's Restaurant, located in Tamuning and Dededo. Always open, always local.
That person who committed those offenses should be punished in the maximum possible way.
Ahead on Primetime, life behind bars, the fate has been decided for a man convicted in a rape and kidnapping case. Plus, lawmakers head into session discussing several bills, including one that deals with the Competitive Wage Act. And a young Guam girl's battle with a rare form of cancer comes to an end. Tonight, a tribute to a little princess gone too soon.
Off today and good evening.
Life behind bars with the possibility of parole after 45 years.
That was the sentence handed down against convicted rapist and kidnapper Marco Amweg on Monday morning. Here's more from inside the courtroom.
Strangers, weapons, breaking in. Frankly and honestly, the victim here is lucky to be alive.
Prosecutor Matthew Heibel recommended the court show no mercy. Earlier this year, Marco Amweg was found guilty of rape, kidnapping, and home invasion. Though he maintained his innocence, FBI analysis proved his DNA was the source of samples submitted from the victim's cervix.
That person who committed those offenses should be punished in the maximum possible way. Maximums are reserved for the worst cases, the worst offenses, and considering the fact pattern, I can't think of anything worse than what had happened, with the exception of the person losing their life.
Amweg's victim was a 27-year-old single mother. During trial, she testified she awoke to a masked man standing over her, wielding a knife. She then recalled the painful events to follow, being raped, then driving her assailant to several locations, including a store, a gas station, and a secluded beach where she was raped yet again. The heinous acts ended when her rapist asked to be dropped to the Agana area.
This is the one where we believe it is not just appropriate, but certainly the just sentence.
Amweg stayed quiet for the duration of Monday's hearing. Only through his attorney, William Bischoff, did he request the minimum sentence possible. Judge Michael Bordalio considered the facts of the case before ordering 30 years plus life behind bars with the possibility of parole. According to defense, that means Amweg will be eligible for parole after serving 45 years. By then, he'll be 84 years old.
It's not the worst case scenario because the defendant, again, while not agreeing in the sense that the victim is unharmed, I think that what was proffered is that the victim was not physically harmed in the sense of was not beaten and tied. So it's not quite the worst. It is incredibly.
Trial will resume on Tuesday for University of Guam's Dr. Michael Ehlert. In the last 6 days of trial, jurors heard from several of his former students as well as a handful of women who alleged they were sexually molested by the psychology professor at one point in time. On the stand late Thursday, his final accuser testified she attended a party at Ehlert's Ipan home in November 2014. The party moved to the nearby beach where she alleges Ehlert came from behind her and digitally penetrated her. She further testified that shame kept her from reporting the incident to authorities. Prosecution will continue their case in chief this week with more testimony from other party-goers.
Well, defense for married couple Raymond Martinez and Juanita Moser maintained there was police misconduct involved in the investigation that led to their arrest on drug and money laundering charges. In recent motions filed in the District Court of Guam, defense asked the August trial date be pushed to next year, as well as the opportunity to examine the government's GPS tracker and the alleged crystal meth seized from the couple's stateside car. In court today, defense attorney David Lujan stating, quote, "We have an obligation to check whether the drugs themselves are what they say it is." Defense also anticipating calling a canine expert to testify because it was a drug dog who located the GPS tracker on the couple's car to begin with. Lujan states that's now how That's now not how a drug dog would typically react unless there were drugs on the GPS device. The GPS device is anticipated to arrive to Guam late Monday or Tuesday. Trial, meanwhile, was pushed back to December 5th.
One Dededo store is taking their case with the U.S. Department of Agriculture to the federal court. R.C. Pond, doing business as Francie's Fish Mart, filed a complaint for judicial review with the District Court of Guam late last week. At issue was a final notice the store received from the federal agency last month, banning them from participating in the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, better known as food stamps. The disqualification followed suspicions of trafficking or the buying, selling, or stealing of otherwise affecting an exchange of SNAP benefits. According to USDA's findings, the charges were a result of multiple transactions made too rapidly to be credible at the small-scale store where fish and bags of rice are the highest-priced items. Pond is represented by attorney William Gavris.
A duo caught selling a missing dog on Facebook are arrested on charges of theft. Court documents state the dog's owner found her beloved German Shepherd posted for sale for $500 on the popular social media site. The dog's owner called police and arranged to meet with the seller. Driving the truck was Ah-Rum Kim, and in the back of the truck with the dog in tow was her brother Stephen Kim. They gave police conflicting stories, though, about how they came across the pup. Ah-Rum told police she bought the dog on Craigslist. Stephen, meanwhile, says the dog arrived at his home and he started feeding it. Either way, the dog and owner were happily reunited. KUAM files show Ah-Rum Kim is the wife and co-defendant of former GPD officer Roy Pablo, who is now serving time for marijuana grow operation at their home. Stephen was also implicated in that case.
It's an effort to address the lingering appeals related to the Competitive Wage Act before a new wage study could be done. Bill 38 was the first measure discussed during day one of session.
Well, some senators giving pushback while discussing the bill. Here's more from talks at Guam Congress today.
The bill's intent is clear.
Is to ensure that before we go out and do any other wage studies, we first have to administratively adjudicate all of the previous grievances from any prior studies.
Senator Mike Nicholas is the author of Bill 38, the first measure heard during this month's legislative session.
We don't want to be layering a second study on top of one that has not been properly adjudicated for the employees.
Earlier this year, Nicholas said while a Hague Group analysis led to the Competitive Wage Act in 2014, there remain subsequent disputes by teachers, attorneys, and other GovGuam employees that DOA has not yet resolved. Several of his colleagues expressed concern about the bill today.
If this bill were to become law in its current form, our department would not be able to conduct a compensation review for any government positions, such as nurses, teachers, police officers, firefighters, nor any difficult to recruit positions.
There is the possibility that an unintended consequence could arise in that if you just keep this appeal in the process, then you hold the government Guam a new study from being held, and so GovGuam would be held hostage. And I think that's not the correct way.
The department, in their testimony in a letter dated April the 13th, 2017, discusses that they have addressed all matters. They've responded to all formal inquiries and any formal concerns that were filed to them. So I'm not so sure that we are addressing a situation that is actually a situation that has not been remedied.
Sir Nicholas responding.
That doesn't mean that it's a matter of public law. There could be a study 10, 20, 30 years from now over the course of all that time, and there could be issues that are not administratively adjudicated. If we are not administratively adjudicating wage study appeals within a 3-year time frame, that is a government problem. That is a government problem. We should not be going 3 years and still not resolving a salary appeal that's related to a prior study.
Governor Eddie Calvo said earlier this year that DOA is moving forward with a wage study to bring GovGuam into compliance with a policy that requires a triennial update. The bill was moved to the voting file.
Also moved to the voting file today, Bill 49 relative to the procurement policies governing small purchases, and Bill 105, which would grant administrative jurisdiction of about 3.5 acres of land in Jigo to the Guam Police Department. The session resumes tomorrow at 9 a.m.
doing what they have to do for treatment. Medicinal marijuana still off the books on island, forcing some cancer patients to go to the black market to get what they need in order to have a better quality of life.
Yeah, well, in our next story, Issa Baza speaks with one of those patients and finds out what's the holdup.
For cancer patient Virginia Jenkins, smoking marijuana has given her a better quality of life. She was diagnosed with late-stage lung cancer earlier this summer.
And I didn't know what to feel. I didn't know whether to cry, get mad, or, get angry.
Her condition leaves her without an appetite and with pain she says can be unbearable.
My doctor prescribed me medication for pain, but I didn't like the feeling of it. So I turned to marijuana. And that's when it helped me ease my pain. It gave me appetite to eat because I lost 14 pounds within a month's time.
Because medicinal marijuana has yet to be implemented in Guam, Jenkins was forced to go to the black market. Although she does plan on leaving Guam this summer to seek better medical care for her cancer in the U.S. mainland. Meanwhile, Public Health Director James Gillen says the biggest roadblock to implementing the medicinal marijuana program on island is the lack of a required laboratory.
If using medicinal marijuana will help your grandmother at least be alert and aware, and her last days with you would be more meaningful, I want to do that. But I want to make sure the product doesn't kill her.
Without testing, he says products could contain dangerous levels of pesticides or metals. He's since reached out to the legislature for more money. While the legislature has provided $100,000 for the medicinal marijuana lab, Gillen says that money would only cover administrative expenses and not expenses associated with the lab's setup and required equipment.
We had one estimate that equipment alone is about $160,000, and that's, I think I was told, used equipment.
Without interest from investors, he says public funds may be the most likely solution.
I sent an email to Speaker Cruz maybe a month or so ago saying you might want to consider this because I haven't had any real interest.
In a statement to KUAM, Speaker BJ Cruz said, quote, although DPHSS has not been clear about its funding needs regarding this lab, I am actively working with the Office of Finance and Budget to remove any restrictions for this purpose and to add additional funding where possible, unquote. Meanwhile, for patients like Jenkins, the funding can't come soon enough.
The elected leaders, yes, and I would like to say to the elected leaders, they need to really get off their butts and really get this thing moving.
A move she's pleading for so that she can get treatment here at home. Reporting for Guam's News Network, I'm Issa Baza.
Thanks, Issa. Definitely still a fight for many out there, Chris. Well, now to a tragic update. Cancer warrior princess Arissa St. Nicholas passed away over the weekend.
Her mother making that announcement on social media that their baby girl was called to heaven. Joan Ugancharfaris has more on the little girl who fought a big fight and went on her own terms.
It was back in February when KUAM first interviewed Arissa St. Nicholas's family before she left for treatment. Arissa's mother, Cassandra, said that it wasn't supposed to be this way.
I just withdrew her from school last week.
It's a time when Arissa should have been enjoying kindergarten with her classmates, playing with her siblings, and doing all the things kids her age could do. But instead, Arissa was getting ready to head to California to receive treatment for her cancer. And it's where she had been for the past several months. A post on Facebook right before the weekend had noted her condition had worsened, but that she refused to let go and that she continued to fight. Sadly, Cassandra posted on Facebook, quote, "Our baby girl was called to the heavens by our Lord and our loved ones that have gone before us this morning at 7:22 a.m. Saturday, California time. No words can express what we are feeling right now," end quote. Recently, Arissa's classmates, along with the staff and faculty of UPI Elementary School, put together a video showing support and letting her know they were rallying around her.
We wanted her to know that we're here for her, we're thinking of her, and that we're praying for her.
Keep on fighting, and there's people that are here to support her.
According to Arissa's grandmother, Carol Villagomez, the family truly appreciated it.
It's very touching. It brought tears to the family, and knowing that there are people out there that really care for my little girl.
Cassandra added Arissa was amazingly strong and went peacefully in the presence of her and her dad. They thank everyone for their prayers, support, and the love given to Arissa and the family. Reporting for KUAM's News Network, I'm Jonah Goncharfres.
Our thoughts and prayers go out to Cassandra and all of Arissa's family and friends during this difficult time.
We'll be right back.
There are more ways to experience KUAM News than any other source on Guam. Download the KUAM News app for your Apple or Android device for 24/7 news, sports, videos, weather, streaming of KUAM radio, and important news alerts. And stay connected at home with Guam's first app for Apple TV. All available now from the App Store.
Have you gotten paid yet? That's the premium automatic insurance deduction plan from Calvo's Insurance. Paid simplifies your home and auto insurance. No down payment. No more long lines. And you can stretch your payments up to 12 months. Paid is convenient. It deducts from your payroll, your checking account, or your credit card. With Paid, you get up to 65% off your car insurance and enjoy lifestyle club discounts. Life can be easier when you get paid.
Call Calvo's Insurance today and save on your home and auto insurance.
This is Tabby. Tabby's service provider is IT&E. This allows her to walk on campus without having to rely on Wi-Fi.
Hey, Abby. Hey, I switched to the IT&E student plan just like you. I love how affordable their plan is. I'm so glad I switched to IT&E. What?
Get up to 5 gigs a month for just $30 and the first 3 months free at IT&E.
Hyundai's summer clearance event is happening now. KUAM's best dealership, Cars Plus and Mighty. With financing as low as 1.99%. There's no better time to drive a new Hyundai Accent, ranked highest in initial quality, starting at just $11,995. Or the new Hyundai Elantra starting at $16,995. SUV lovers, check out the new Hyundai Tucson starting at $19,995. Plus, every new Hyundai gets KUAM's best warranty, 10 years, 100,000 miles. It's our Hyundai summer clearance event going on now at Cars Plus and Mighty. Cars Plus, driven by you.
Oh!
Oh!
Oh! Ruby Tuesday puts the O in dinner combos with Garden Bar Plus entrees for only $20.99. Choose salmon moco, petite sirloin, or pesto chicken pasta. Only at Ruby Tuesday. Oh!
I need your team. Wheels up within the hour.
This is the personnel recovery of Dr. Kimberly Wells.
She will be executed in the next 72 hours.
There's no cavalry.
We are the cavalry.
We're outmanned, we're outgunned. Anyone can be a hostile.
We didn't come this far to leave Kimberly behind.
No matter where you go, I'll find you.
You got her on Guam's favorite on 94, Andy and Mariah in the AM. All right, Guam's favorite I-94, back to 2 o'clock. Woo! Yo, holla at your boy.
Guam's favorite, I-94.
The Good Life, all month long on the stations and networks of KUAM. Check the KUAM News App or KUAM.com for all program listings.
Watch Health Check with Nurse Jen Artero every Tuesday for community health information, advisories, and news you and your family can use for leading a healthier lifestyle. Health Check during KUAM News Healthy Living. Health Check with Nurse Jen is presented by Island Cancer Center.
I need your team. Wheels up within the hour.
This is the personnel recovery of Dr. Kimberly Wells.
She will be executed in the next 72 hours.
There's no cavalry.
We are the cavalry.
We're
far to leave Kimberly behind.
No matter where you go, I'll find you.
Connect with KUAM News. Find us on your favorite social media platform. Follow us and stay in the know with Guam's news leader.
Martial law will continue in the southern Philippines until at least the end of the year. The Philippine Congress over the weekend approved the extension at the request of President Rodrigo Duterte, who cited the need for the military's extrajudicial powers to fight continued Islamic terrorism. Philippine Consul General for Guam, Marciano de Borja.
Their assessment is that the 2-month martial law, imposition of martial law, may not be enough, to ensure lasting peace, and order in the area. First of all, because the Maute group, the core of this terrorist group, is not completely eradicated. So they will still have to see how this. They may still pose some threats, to the government, to the public. And they may even initiate, attacks to other cities, not just in Muslim Mindanao, but also in the neighboring provinces.
Duterte first declared martial law in May and is expected to address the extension during his second State of the Nation address, which he is delivering at this hour amid tight security in Manila. The president has been heavily criticized by his political opposition, who fear this could be a pretext to a nationwide declaration similar to the strongman role of the former dictator Ferdinand Marcos.
Well, nearly $500,000 in federal money is coming our way to preserve natural and cultural resources and protect against invasive species on Guam. Interior Acting Assistant Secretary for Insular Areas Nicola Pula announcing more than $409,000 will go to the Guam Department of Agriculture and to UOG to mitigate and control the coconut rhino beetle and little fire ant on the island. These two invasive species are known to pose significant challenges to regional ecosystems and present both health and economic risks to the communities in the Pacific. Guam's Bureau of Statistics and Plans will also get $95 grand for several projects that include promoting sound management of coral reef conservation efforts on Guam. Also, that same office announced more than $600 grand is being made available for natural and cultural resource protection for all U.S. island jurisdictions in the Micronesia region.
While the Guam Department of Education has traditionally had two tracks for students, those who wish to pursue college and those who wish to enter the workforce, a decision by the Guam Education Board Tuesday will help ensure all students are ready to pursue either track by graduation. The board updated Policy 351 in order to comply with Guam law, creating new high school graduation requirements that will go into effect immediately for all high school freshmen. Superintendent John Fernandez said this change will ensure students don't have to choose and will be prepared by both options.
A regional maritime archaeology symposium was held at the Guam Museum over the weekend. It brought together experts to discuss the management, interpretation, and recovery of underwater World War II sites in Palau, Saipan, the Philippines, Indonesia, Chuuk, and Guam. The all-day event included panels and research presentations focused on underwater remnants from the last World War. There are over 3,800 underwater shipwrecks and aircraft that together make up the underwater cultural heritage in the Asia-Pacific region.
As you can hear, it's an exciting time at the Guam International Airport. That was last night. 21 soldiers with the Guam's Army Reserve's 368th Military Police Company were welcomed by family and friends. The troops returning home from a 9-month deployment from Afghanistan. It was all in support of Operation Sentinel, where soldiers conducted customs missions for all incoming and outgoing military contractors and DoD civilians. A touching note to add on, here you see specialist and my former classmate Adam Mendiola alongside his family and wife Keisha. We're told the couple are newlyweds, and this is also the first time ever Mendiola gets the chance to hold his 3-month-old baby girl Alice. Welcome home to all our heroes.
Welcome home indeed. Well, coming up, Double D has your weekend recap in sports, but first, here's a look at your island weather.
Or it took a bit of time for some. What can I say? My family was tired of seeing red from internet data caps. We switched to GTA and life is good again. Sure, it took a bit of time for some of us to adjust to our newfound internet freedom.
Don't turn off the show. How does it end?
Relax, honey. The data limits are gone. You can watch the whole show now.
But we're all happy with the change, and I think it's even earned me some cool points.
You rock, Mom.
That's right. It's getting lit up in here. How about that?
Okay. So I need to finish this homework now.
Okay, I'm done. My son, though, he's in the midst of a serious rebellion. Rebelling against an alien invasion, that is.
Free yourself. Switch to GTA Home Internet today. Truly unlimited with no data caps or additional usage fees.
I prepare. I train. Through strength, determination, and focus. You can overcome anything because every step, every move brings you closer to your goals. This is what makes you an alpha.
The Down Syndrome Association of Guam exists to support families of individuals with Down syndrome. We're a group of parents who have children with Down syndrome and know the joys and challenges of raising them. For more information about the health, development, and education of a child or adult with Down syndrome, please contact Vicky Areola at 472-6114.
How do you want to live? As a decent person? Good husband? Is that it? Good? Of course not. King of the hill? Better. Top of your game? Win. All powerful. Like a boss. Like a pro. We couldn't agree more. We are professional grade. Step up to GMC with 17% below MSRP on specially equipped Sierra SLT models. That's nearly $11,000 on this Sierra.
Visit AutoSpot GMC today.
KUAM Sports is presented by Triple J.
What's up, Guam? Dave Delgado here for KUAM Sports. Thanks for watching. The Shirley's Basketball League tipped off at the Tamuning Gym with 55 teams in 2 divisions looking to take home titles this season. Tonight, we're going to take a look at the Slingstone MBI game that went down to the last shot. Slingstone taken to the Tamuning Gym to face MBI in the Shirley's Basketball League. Eric Rages with the lob pass to Charles Nally for the finish. Nally finished the game with a dub. That's 20 if you didn't know. Micronesian Brokers Inc. pulled away with a few minutes left in the game, crashing the boards and getting second shot opportunities. And Mickey off on the jumper. Christian Chang cleans up around the glass and gets the putback to go. 8 points for Chang. Slingstone started to chip away at the lead. Eric Rages pull up 3 rattles in. Rages filling it from the outside, already hitting 4 from downtown. Big second half for Rages. Ryan Camacho with the assist. Bang, bang. Too much space. Drops another 3. 20 in the game for the shooter. Boy Edmond put up 7 for MBI. Edmond pulls up. Skirt. Deep ball goes for the answer. Julius McWellung keeps MBI ahead. Off the screen, goes straight to the basket for the finish off the backboard. Neil James with the it ain't over till it's over mentality. Rebound here, starts making his way down court, splits the defenders and goes board for the finish. Micronesian Brokers Inc. got the win 65-64 over Slingstone. Billy Belger, 19 in the win for MBI. The Sinahanya Giants and Talafofo Rangers met up in the Summer Woodbat League over the weekend at the Leo Palace Field. Giants led 4-3 after 4 innings of play. Runs were hard to come by as the game went on. Both teams with some good defensive stops. Cameron Mesnayan went 4 innings for the Giants, giving up 2 hits and recording a strikeout to pick up the win. Teammate Joel Sablon came in relief and picked up the save. Sablon struck out 3. The Sinahanya Giants walked away with the 4-3 win. Giants player Zach Sablon, 2 for 3 at the plate with 2 bases, a run and 2 RBIs. Pitcher Joel Sablon, 1 for 3 at the plate with 2 runs. Frank Santos Jr. went 5 for the Rangers on the mound, giving up 6 hits, 2 earned runs with 2 strikeouts. Kagan Rabago, 2 for 3 at the plate for the Rangers. Stolen base. Jose Santos went 2 for 2 for the Rangers and was hit by a pitch with a stolen base. Nice double play here by the Giants defense. Our U18 girls national fast pitch softball team is competing in the 2017-18 under PGF National Championships in Fountain Valley, California. Team Guam faced New Jersey Intensity 2 Platinum in their tournament opener. Guam led 1-0 after Serena Cepeda scored off an RBI double by Samantha Knatson in the